I've arrived at Suvarnabhumi International, Bangkok's airport, and I wanted to make a video because I am headed to Beijing and I'm going to use the 144-hour transit visa. I tried to do so much research on the visa, but I couldn't seem to find a definitive answer. So I'm making a video that way I could share a definitive answer and exactly how the process works. So you have to go to a third country, is what they say, from where you're coming from. I'm just unsure if that counts for me because I'm going from Bangkok to Taipei to Beijing and then Singapore and then Bangkok again. So I don't think I'm going to tell them I'm going back to Bangkok at some point. I think I will just tell them that I'm going to Singapore and see if that works. That's my plan for right now. But we will see because it's visa on arrival, so I'm pretty sure it's subject to whoever the immigration agent is at the time. So one dilemma I'm running into right now is I was able to check in for my first flight from Bangkok to Taipei, but I was not able to check in my second flight from Taipei to Beijing because it wants me to upload visa information, but I have no visa information because I'm getting visa on arrival, so I was not able to check in for my second flight. So I have to go to the actual airport and check in once I arrive there because the desk was closed because I arrived at Suvarnabhumi too early. I'm flying two different airlines, Thai Airways to Taipei, and from Taipei I'm flying Eva Air to Beijing. Okay, so the rules with the 144-hour transit visa, to my understanding, are you have to be coming from one country, transiting through China, and going to a third country. So, for example, it has to be from, let's say you're leaving from Thailand, you're transiting through China, so you're having a layover in Beijing, and with that layover time, you can go into the city, and then after your layover, you leave from the same airport and head to a third country. For example, Japan, Korea, USA. You just cannot have another layover in China, so you couldn't go from Thailand to Beijing to Shanghai and use your transit visa twice. Like, you can't use it like that, and it has to be to and from the same airport, is my understanding. Now, I bought my flights and they just happened to have layovers. I wanted to get direct flights, but luckily they did have layovers. So this is what I've done. I got from Thailand to Taipei. I'm currently in Taipei right now. I was not allowed to check into my second flight from Taipei to Beijing because it wanted visa documents. So I had to get to the airport and then I had to go to the counter, and when I went to the counter they asked me for visa documentation, and I told them that I was coming and I was getting the 144-hour visa, which they said okay, cool. They asked me for my flight from Beijing onward, which had to be a third country, and luckily I have another layover in Singapore. So what I did was I got my Singapore flight and I just screenshotted it and basically cut off the second portion of the flight. Now, I'm not sure if this counts as a third country, but I'm just not asking. I don't know if it counts as a third country, I'm just not asking, and I'm not about to make it be known that I'm going to Singapore and then going back to Thailand. So I'm unsure of this, but I will stay updated every step of the way because I could not find any information about this like so specific. Everybody just kind of blows over it when I had so many questions. So I'm trying to answer all my own questions right now and also make a video about it. That way somebody doesn't have the same issue kind of like going into it where it's like, oh, am I gonna make it or should I just cancel all my stuff? So as of right now, everything is good. I will get to Beijing and try to get in there with just having, I already booked my hotel and I have my onward flight out of there, and it's all less than 144 hours. So I should get approved for the 144-hour visa, no questions asked, and everything should be good. I did this before. I went to where I just showed the arrival, but that's not where you're supposed to go. If you're coming to get a visa on arrival, you have to go somewhere else to get the actual visa on arrival. Okay, now there's a difference between the foreigner coming with a visa and then you coming without a visa. There's a specific desk that you come to for getting the 24, 72, or 144-hour visa. You don't go to where the foreigners go. They will direct you to where the foreigners go, but you have to clarify that you want the 144 or 72 or 24-hour visa, that you want to go out in the city with no visa, so you need to apply for one on arrival. So I went to the first location, but I clarified that, so they sent me to another location where there's not really too many people here. There's only 3 other guys, and they're getting helped right now. So I filled out the card, and we will see if we get approved now. Okay, so that was very simple. All she did was ask me for my hotel stay and my flight out of here, and I already had the form filled out, so it was pretty swift. She didn't ask any questions beyond that, so now I just get to go through the actual customs and I should be done. Pretty simple and pretty quick, to be honest, but there's not really too many people here. Okay, officially I'm all the way through and I'm headed to my hotel now. Overall, that process was extremely easy, and I didn't get overly questioned. I didn't get anything in there even advertising the 144-hour visa-free transit here. So yeah, overall that process was really easy. I don't know if this has anything to do with it or not, but I personally always try to be everybody's like happy time in their day. So anytime I talk to a visa agent or anytime I talk to anybody from immigration, I'm always like smiling, very nice, like very cooperative, just because they have the power to do whatever they want with me and I'm in their country. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because everybody was already nice anyways. But yeah, I mean, everything went really smooth, really good, and I'm done. And now I'm in China for the next 4 days.